Yeah, that looks right. That looks right. Yep. This is the Corville Reservoir. And this is the Sugar Bottom Trails. Welcome back. This is Chris with Enjoy the Run. And we are out here on the Sugar Bottom Trails. And way over there are pelicans that are migrating through right now. What are we doing out here? Well, I'm giving you a preview of the Sugar Bottom Trails because I'm going to be running these in the next week or two for 50 miles. And that's going to be my first race of the year. Self-supported 50 miler called the Sugar Bottom 50 miler. I will be the only runner, I will be the race director, and I'll finish in first place and last place. Each loop is about 12 and a half miles. I always go by 1,200 feet of climb per loop, which is kind of cool because you actually descend about the same amount because it's just all hills. There's really no flats in this whole trail system. So I will be doing that as my first race. I'll just be going through all my gear, just getting time on my feet. No goals, no pace, just 50 miles, get it done. Because I haven't raced a trail race since UTMB. That was like 6-7 months ago. I want to show you the Corville Reservoir, and just on the other side of that opening there is a beach. I did an Xterra off-road triathlon where we swam right there. I didn't get out to 5 because I was trying out gators and I wanted to pack my poles on my, I don't know if I can see it, but I'm carrying my poles on a new Salomon waist belt. So I got my car key in the front, but I'm trying to figure out how to get my poles off my vest when I don't need them. So I went with the belt, and then I can use the belt for a shorter race where I just need to carry like 1 bottle of water maybe, or just some snacks or something. Easy run. Really like it so far. And then I got my my gaiters on because I need to try those out, make sure they work. Until it's such a nice day. There's going to be bikers out here in a minute. I think it's the first weekend the trails are open. So yeah, this place is going to be hopping. Beautiful day. 60 degrees, no wind right now. Yesterday it was 80 degrees and 30-40 mile an hour winds. Oh, look at that. Bikers right there, just like I called it. There's a tree down just after the peninsula, the fire road. Okay. Watch out. And then there's one on the north side too.
Thank you. 2 more times.
There you go. Happy opening day.
Yeah, you too.
Have a good one. This is why I'm running backwards right now, so I can see them. Nice big climb here. The climbs aren't huge. There's just a lot of them. Some of them get steep. They're not too bad. But I'm kind of up to the 2 black trails. One's called Hell's Trail. It's about a mile-ish long. And yeah, that's where I practice with my poles, and you get a good climb there. I mean, I should just take that trail and just run it for like 15 miles, just out and backs, but that'll drive me nuts. Anyways, before I come to the black trail, let's talk about race number 2. We will be going to Michigan, to Traverse City, and we will be doing 100K, the Traverse City 100K. I've never been there. I've only ran an Ironman in Grand Rapids. Otherwise, I've never raced in Michigan. So, this is the black trail. Black trails are really just steep, technical, but for running, they're awesome. They're perfect. But I will be doing the Traverse City 100K, and really, that is just a training day. I will probably go 70-80% effort. I don't want to be so sore that I have to take a week off to recover. But I want to kind of push myself, get a good training day in. And I should say that the Traverse City is May 10th, 11th, something like that. It's Mother's Day weekend. So, I didn't plan this, sorry Mom, but Mother's Day weekend is Traverse City, and then my next race is Father's Day weekend, and also my mom's birthday. We have the 50 miler, Sugar Bottom 50 miler in April, I'm doing the Traverse City 100K in May, and then the big dog, the A race, the one I've been waiting for a few years until I got done with Western States. I couldn't do this, and that is the Tahoe 200. Yeah. I'm really not that scared. I'm not that nervous. The thing that worries me is probably the sleep part, and then just the what if. Like, what if I get hurt? What if I get sick? But that can happen in any race. I mean, I could get sick, hurt right now. I should pay attention because these trails haven't been leaf blown. So, easy trip hazards out here. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, but look at the climbs over here. I mean, it's all a hill. I'm actually going backwards on the trails to change things up. Doing the same trails over and over gets old. But if you're running backwards before all the bikers get out here, it's a whole new trail system. Whew. So, yeah, that's a big hill. So, Tahoe 200. I never wanted to do a 200. I thought it was stupid. And then about 3 years ago, I thought, hey, you know what sounds awesome? For whatever reason, let's do a 200. Except the more I talked about it, the more I wanted to do it. And then when I did some other races like UTMB, I was like, yeah, I can definitely do this. Ooh, a little tree there. So, why am I doing Tahoe 200? The big A race of the year. Simply put, it's the ultimate challenge. I've done every distance from a 5K to a 100 miler. I've done every triathlon distance, from a sprint to an Ironman. I've done it all. I've done some of the biggest races. I've done London, Berlin, Chicago, Western States, UTMB. I've done some of the hardest races like Cruel Jewel. I've done Bighorn twice. What do I have left to prove to myself? Not to anybody else, to myself. And it's the 200. Can I get through multiple nights? Can I handle the mental beating? Can I handle the climb? Can I handle the unknown, the bears, whatever that comes up? I don't know. Anything that makes it sound like a challenge is the reason I want to do it. And not only is it going to be hard, but right now, I'm going to probably do it with no crew and no pacer, because I really don't know anybody who wants to deal with being out there for 3-4 days, watching me run and race and dealing with me in a bad mood or whatever it comes up. But it also just seems like a lot of downtime for my girlfriend to be crewing, and so I'm just going to go do it. The only goal is to finish. Whether it takes me 70 hours or 80 hours or 100 hours, 70 hours would be ridiculous. That's not going to happen. But you never know. July will be a recovery. Get your mind straight and start getting back into running. August is a cool month. That's when I turned 50. And it turns out there's a 50K in Iowa, over like in Davenport. And there's also the old foundation here from an old farmhouse. There's some leftover remains. Whoa! Almost missed that one. Let's see here. So I turned 50 in August. And there's a 50K in Davenport. Yeah, that's 32 miles, but 50K. That sounds cool. But there's also a 50 miler in Michigan. That looks kind of fun. And there's only 4 times you can run your age on your birthday. And it just happens to be actually on my birthday. But I just recently had my job eliminated. So, probably can't do it. But I'd like to do something fun for my birthday. Because you only turn 50 once, and you only get one shot to run 50 miles on your birthday. It sounds so cool. And think about it. You have a 26 miler, 26. You have a 50K, that'd be 32-ish miles, or 32. 50 miler, 100K, 60s, 62. And then your only other option is if you're 100 years old and you run a 100 miler. So there's 4 chances to run your birthday at a race. That's pretty cool. So let's talk about our fall plans. Because June will be a race, July will be recovery, August will be ramping up my speed for fall marathons. So we've got, first up, hopefully, if I get the invite, Twin Cities Marathon, end of September, like it's September 28th. I have no idea what group I'd pace. Hopefully something around that 310, 315, somewhere in there. But I'll take 320, 325. That's about as slow as I'll go for a pacing. Anything slower than 25, and it's just too hard. I did that at Fargo, like 330, and I was more sore going 330 than I am going 310. So it's just a different stride, different pace, different everything. So hopefully I can get a decent pace for that one. And then I just got the invite this morning. So I'm gonna go back and pace Chicago at least one more time. We'll see. I have some races next fall that I would love to do, but that all depends on finances and vacation days. Yeah, maybe I'll get a ride to the race this year like I did last year by the police department. That was awesome because the buses weren't running. I didn't know that. And he says, hop in. And I said, okay. That was awesome. So we got Twin Cities, Chicago, back-to-back weekends. And why not? Let's go 3 weekends in a row with the Des Moines Marathon. Which, if you saw my video last year, it was windy and hot. It got up in the 70s at the end, and man, that was one of the harder pacing jobs I've ever done. It was really tough those last couple miles. I was just doing everything I could. Let's see here. That's 3 races. Oh wait, I got an email here. No, I don't. I don't carry my phone while I'm running, but I'm gonna pretend that I got an email, and I'm gonna give you some breaking news. Breaking news. Last December, I went to CIM in California, Sacramento. Only one goal. Qualify for the New York City Marathon because I missed it by a couple minutes last year. And I had a 21 and 23 second buffer, something like that. And from what I read, it was somewhere between 13 and 15 minutes you needed to get in. And I time qualified for the New York City Marathon. So we're going to the Big Apple back in, Halloween weekend actually. We will land on Halloween Friday. I hear they have a huge parade in Soho or something, a Halloween parade. The plan is to spend about 5 days there and see all the stuff we didn't see last time. Because the last time I went was the 50th anniversary, and it was the first one at the end of COVID. The race field was half the size. Most places weren't open. You had to eat outside. We didn't get to really experience New York at its fullest. Although we had a lot of space around us. It wasn't as congested as it normally gets. So that was kind of nice. So I'm going back to get the full New York experience. So yeah, we'll be doing that. So 4 marathons this fall. I'm gonna really work on having a kick for that race. That's gonna be my second A race of the year. Really my only 2 big races, or 2 real races, is gonna be Tahoe and New York. Everything else is just fun, training days, just enjoy the run. I'm gonna try and do maybe a 310 to 320 for Twin Cities. And Chicago, we have 4 pacers at 310, and they only need 3. So they asked one of us to go down to 315. And because I have New York, I might save my legs and do the 315. So 5 minutes makes a big difference on your effort and your recovery and everything. So faster you go, the harder it is. And then Des Moines, I'm debating whether I should go half marathon and really save my legs, or take a slower group, like, I shouldn't say slower, that's disrespectful, slower for me. But usually I used to do 320, 325, and then I moved up to 310. I've even done 305 once. But I think I might move back down to that 320, 325 range and save my legs for New York. Because New York is only 2 weeks after Des Moines. And when I say that, then I'm like, oh yeah, definitely go do the half, or really just skip it. But this will be my 9th year pacing Des Moines, and I've had this goal to get to 10 years. Not consecutive. I had to take a couple years off because I had some races and there was COVID, and yeah. But if I can, I'd like to get up to 10 years. But there's some other races I want to do that are in October, so I might stop pacing fall marathons, maybe go back to spring marathons, and then maybe do some ultras in the fall. Or what I really want to do long term, and I was thinking next year, but we'll see how the job market is and finances. But I want to go and do a like the Amsterdam marathon one weekend, and then go to Dublin the next weekend, or go to the Valencia and then fly to something else, like do 2 marathons back to back like I did for Berlin and London, and that would be awesome. So, but those are all fall marathons, so to do those I'd have to skip Chicago and Des Moines, but I like finding new races. I like changing things up. We are at the end of the South Trails, and I am going to go run my second loop on the North Trails now. After some fall marathons and a big A race in New York City. That's at first weekend of November. Then in December, my partner's son is getting married in Minnesota in middle of December. So yeah, winter. And there just happens to be, they're getting married on a Friday. And at first I was like, Friday? And it worked out great because there's a Santa 5K the Saturday after the wedding. I haven't ran a 5K since like 2009 or something, 2008. Ooh, steep hill. And anyways, but like I said, I'm trying to have fun now. I've done all the big races. I've qualified for everything I want. There's a few things on my bucket list, but pretty much my bucket list is find fun races. And so I'm gonna see if I can run a Santa Claus 5K, and I think it's in Duluth. And then the next day, there's a 10K trail race or something, like 5 minutes from the hotel. And what's really cool, the Santa 5K, I can walk from the hotel to the start line, and then it's like a 5 or 10 minute drive to this trail race on Sunday. So yeah, no care in the world how I place, just get out there. I mean, if it's like super deep snow, hey, there's a biker. I'm just talking to myself, don't mind me. Right. Hey, how's it going? Got a broken plank. You know it's spring when you hear the frogs. Okay, so that said, showing you some of the thick forest over here. So this is actually a floodplain. So during high flood years, they we got a new snowman out here too. Highcore likes to put random gnomes and fun little things out here, ornaments. You just have to look for them. It's kind of like a Where's Waldo. So let's see here. Yeah, so this all backfills when it's really there's a dam on the other side of the trails. It's a couple miles away from here, and when they have to hold back water for downstream cities, this all floods out. But these trails are designed to be right at the top of the floodplain. Sometimes they get a little water, but for the most part they've got them built now. It took a long time, but they got them all designed now to where the highest floodwaters we can still keep running them, and they have some alternate routes. You lose maybe a mile or two of trails because of the water, but you can still connect them all. So brilliant job, guys. Highcores, they're top notch. Just a bunch of volunteers. I get out here and help clear trails, spot the down trees like these that got struck by lightning. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a pelican over there, and there's a whole bunch of them way at the end down there. Anyways, so to recap, we got the Sugar Bottom 50 miler, self-supported, all by myself. in probably this weekend. The weather's good. Fallback plan is next weekend, or I can just do it during the week. So then we have, after Sugar Bottom, we have Traverse City 100K in May, Tahoe 200 in June, and July is just have fun, enjoy the summer. August we'll be ramping up our speed. End of September we have the Twin Cities Marathon, hopefully, where we'll be pacing. First time there. Then we go to Chicago, which will be my sixth marathon, Chicago Marathon. And then we go to Des Moines, pace there. That's 3 marathons in a row of pacing, 3 weekends in a row. Then Halloween weekend, first weekend of November, the big New York City Marathon. And then we'll finish off the year with a fun Santa 5K and a little trail race, a little 10K trail race. So all in all, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah, 9 races, but only 2 of them I'm like actually legit fall out racing. So most of them are just for fun, but it's gonna be a big year, so, and a fun year, so that'll be great. And I have enough time between all these big races to recover this time. I did not give myself enough time to recover last year. I just felt pressured to get right back out there and start training. I was like, oh, I only got a month and a half. So this year I kind of spread things out. 1 a month, training races. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be good. I'm excited. We're sitting at just under 4 hours. When I'm on trails, I go by time for the most part, unless I'm doing a specific distance, like 50. But usually when I'm on trails, it's all about time. 2.5, 3 hours, 4 hours. Today we're doing 4. Opening day of mountain bike season. Coming through the thick section here. This can get overgrown in a hurry if it's not maintained. So thank you, Icor. My next video will be the entire trail system. I'll probably run the first 1.5 loops in the dark, 2 loops in the dark, and then I'll film the last 2 and really give you a good tour of the trail system. So this is the gravel road, and it splits the north side from the south side, and it takes you from the back parking lot all the way to the beach parking lot, which is the main parking lot, but that's closed right now. They don't open it until it gets warm enough to basically turn on the water in the bathrooms and stuff. So that said, stick with me this year, and I'm gonna try and make some fun videos and show you some races that I haven't seen videos for, like the Traverse City 100K. I've seen some short videos, but nothing really in depth. And everybody has Tahoe 200 videos, but my goal there is to give you a different perspective. I just got my camera fixed, my Insta360 camera fixed. It's cut out on me at CIM. The head attachment, the action palette, wasn't working. It was a motherboard issue. It took me 2 months of back and forth with Insta to get them to warranty it. So if it works, I'm gonna have a hat attachment for some of the tougher sections of Tahoe that most people don't get on video, like the power line section, because you have to have your poles the whole time. It's super technical, super steep, but I'm hoping maybe I can give everybody a little different angle, some different perspective of what it's really like out there. And then I got some fall pacing marathons. Hopefully I can get my camera out to a couple. So, and then I'm gonna try and bring my camera to New York and again use that action pod. If it holds up and works, I'm gonna try and get some really good angles of like the crowds in Brooklyn and the Bronx and stuff like that, where they get right on you. You know, coming over the Queensboro Bridge and stuff like that, where you just gotta, you can see it on camera and stuff, but when you get it from that first person perspective, where you're like, you can see how close everybody is, that's something special. So I got some ideas, and on top of the racing, I'm gonna maybe get some other videos, like taking on tours of some of the trails around here, show you what Iowa has to offer, and I'm gonna show you maybe some how I lift and train for races, how I train for marathons and get my speed up, or how I train for mountains when I live in the Midwest. Go through maybe my leg workouts and my sprint workouts, and maybe give you some training tips, maybe give you some ideas on how to change up things. But like I said, my whole goal is just to help runners out. I'm not here to get product endorsements and have a massive following. I just want somebody to go, hey, I was thinking about doing this race, and they see my video and they go, all right, that sounds fun. Or if it sucks, I'll tell you. And yeah, anything I can do to help you guys. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for following my channel and filming stuff while I'm running. It makes the time fly by. I don't know, if I think of something else, I'll let you know. Otherwise, I will see you at the Sugar Bottom 50 miler. And here we go down a hill. Yeah! Don't fall! Down the bridge! Don't fall! Oh, that's so fast. There's the floodplain over here, and over here. And boom, back up the hill. If you see me out at a race, say hi. Maybe one person in the whole world who saw this video will be at the same race as me. I would get blown away if somebody said they saw me making a video on my videos, something like that. So if you see me at a race, don't be afraid to say something. Get that limb out of the way. And yeah, with that said, crossing that fun bridge, I'm gonna go enjoy this run. See you next time.